Listener discretion is advised. This podcast may include profanity and discussion of sensitive topics. Any opinions expressed are those of the speaker and do not reflect the opinions of any other person or entity. Welcome to episode 18 of The Real Future. I'm photographer John Nyboer, and I started this podcast to share the stories, history, and styles behind the world's largest arts movement. My guest today is Lily Frias. The dance world, a lot of it anyway, knows Lily as 1/3 of the street styles-based professional dance crew Femme Fatale. With that trio, and as an individual artist, Lily's CV includes work with Cirque du Soleil, Marc Jacobs, and Red Bull, and she's appeared on network shows So You Think You Can Dance and America's Best Dance Crew. We talk about Femme Fatale's story, how 3 women from 3 different countries came together to build careers and a lifelong sisterhood. Our conversation also tracks Lily's journey from Durango, Mexico to Los Angeles, and how being raised in 2 countries shaped her as a person and an artist. After the convo, we filmed a drum and dance improv. So let's get into The Real Future with Lily Frias. So Lily Frias, welcome to The Real Future.
Hi.
I really appreciate you taking the time. I know that like traveling artist, not easy schedule. So I appreciate you sticking with me through the scheduling process and coming here. Every guest gets flowers.
Oh, I love that.
You know, I'm above a flower shop, and it's a way to support my neighbors, and plus it's kind of nice. So I got you chrysanthemums.
Thank you.
Right?
I love flowers. Thank you so much.
You got it. I thought the color, the kind of fall colors.
I like.
Kind of Laker colors, which is my own personal bias.
Okay. Yeah.
So, anyway, I usually start this off pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
And I like to ask people, what's your first dance memory?
Oh my God. My first dance memory is, well, I feel like a lot come to mind, but
Pick one.
probably the first time that I ever had a performance, I was, I was like a toddler. I was 4, I think 4 or 5.
Yeah?
And I did a performance in an outdoor park in New Mexico when I used to live there because I lived in the States for a little bit when I was a kid because my dad was studying his PhD in New Mexico. In Las Cruces, exactly. So
Las Cruces.
Went, exactly, yeah, so random, but yeah, I used to live there. And yeah, I was in a ballet studio, and that was like my very first performance. And we did a performance to, what's that? My Favorite Things.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
That's from Sound of Music, right?
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah. So I had like my little tutu, some little mittens. I remember that outfit was kind of itchy, but like the being on stage was just like so cool. It was like an outdoor park, like a little amphitheater. It was so cute. And yeah, my parents were there, and it was like a nice day at the park. And I just remember being on stage and like living my life and feeling so elegant, and like it was just so fun. So that, or probably just like dancing with my cousins in Mexico, like making up performances and like performing on like Mother's Day and just like random times.
Like in the backyard or whatever? Like,
no, we were like in the garage, like just like putting on performances. Yeah, it was outside, but I mean, it was the garage technically.
What part of Mexico did you grow up in?
I was born and raised in Lerdo, Durango. It's like,
what
Lerdo.
state is that in?
Mm-hmm. It's Durango.
In Durango.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the northern part of the country.
And your family's still?
Yeah, my family still lives there. Yeah.
Yeah. So you go back and forth a lot?
I try to.
Yeah.
I try to at least 2 times a year if I can.
You travel a lot anyway, so that's kind of crazy. That memory, it's interesting how people respond to that question. So you remember a performance, and then how did you end up in ballet class?
I think it was more so what was like available. Mm-hmm. And also when I was a little kid, I was really, really active. Like I had a lot of energy. So
I believe this.
Yes, very much. Yes. So I kind of did gymnastics a little bit. Mm-hmm. I was going to swimming lessons. I also played soccer as a kid. But I always had like an affinity and just like love for music. Like I used to watch Disney movies and like recreate them and dance in the shower. Like that's how I got this scar, because I was also a toddler. I was dancing in the shower and I like fell.
Oh my God, that's way.
It's crazy, but I used to just like dance and sing and reenact things everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how I found that dance studio. It was probably my parents, my mom.
Yeah. But you liked it, right? Because there's
I loved
there's
it.
the things that we want to do as little kids, and then there's the things that our parents make us do, and the parents never know, like, is this going to work?
No. I feel like my parents never forced me to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, probably like schoolwork. Other than that, like I was always dancing. Like I was the type of kid that was at the table and my parents were like, please stop moving. And I was just like,
I think
I always
I've got like 90% of dancers have a similar.
Do
you remember, was there a point where you're like, I'm going to take this as far as I can?
Honestly, I grew up dancing pretty much my whole life.
Yeah.
I think even when I stopped dancing a little bit, I was always kind of hoping that I would get back into it. And it was a very short period that I stopped doing it because we were in New Mexico, and that's where I like took my first dance classes. And then we moved back to Mexico after my dad was finishing school. And when I went back to Mexico, it was a smaller city, a new city for me because I technically was just like born there and then left.
Right.
And then I came back. So I didn't find like a studio or a space somewhere where I could just like go back to dancing. But then again, with my family and my cousins, we were always dancing somehow or playing around and singing around and whatnot. And then I found it again. I found a dance studio in the city next to mine, which is a little bit of a bigger city called Torreon, Coahuila. Coahuila is the state and Torreon is the city, and it's all like very close. It's kind of like when you go from here, from like Sherman Oaks to Santa Clarita.
Right.
Like,
so Torreon is just south of Coahuila. I know the states that border the U.S.,
like
but I'm not
sure. The states are together.
Right.
It's very close. It's very weird because you just jump from one state to the other, literally, like through a bridge. It's very weird. But I found it again there, and I just think I always saw myself doing it. Like I never thought of like not doing it.
When did you?
But So
were you getting training at this like this time where you're really young and you've moved back to Mexico, and you're doing it however, but where you found the studio and you started getting training in like contemporary?
Yeah, jazz, ballet, and then I was in the competition team. So we did a lot of like conventions and competitions in Mexico.
Is that similar to the competition dance that exists now here in the US?
Yeah. I think they still have many of those like, what do you call them?
Competitions?
Yeah, like competitions, but it's more so like convention type style.
Right.
So they have, different type of categories, and just like it's in a convention center. And like,
sort of like World Dance.
Exactly,
Final. Yes.
sort of that vibe, but it was more so focused towards like jazz. There was some hip hop there, but honestly, I was not exposed to any sort of foundation like at all in those spaces. No shade.
in the competition space in Mexico, does like folklorico and those kind of things come in? Is that part of the?
No, actually, no. I did folklorico a little bit when I was in school, but that was mainly because we learned it for like to perform. Maybe Mother's Day, maybe like a little Christmas festival, maybe like for special days, but nothing that I went to like official school for or learned. No. My sister actually was like really into folklorico. She's pretty much danced that her whole life, so kind of the dance vibes was already
how many siblings
in
do you
my
have?
family. I have 3 sisters.
3 sisters?
Yeah, we're all women.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but going back to how I think your question was like when I was like, let me take it professionally.
But thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
I wasn't forgetting.
Yeah, no, I know. I was like, let me not forget, because I think I just get caught up on like the history and everything. But I think it was when I was in LA, when I was exposed to LA, and then I started getting closer to people here that I saw were doing it professionally. And that's when I was really like, whoa, I can do this as a dancer. Because I think in Mexico, the trajectory I think that people had before. Probably not now because the industry has changed a lot. But what it was before was pretty much like, oh, if you're a dancer, you open a studio and you teach kids. And like, that's cool. Love that. Maybe one day, if that's something that aligns with my like love for dance or how I want to share it and live it. But that was kind of the only space that you could do it, or maybe continue to do it as a hobby. But then when I saw people doing it here professionally, like working and like TV, film, music videos, battles, other like judging, so many things that I was like, whoa, like people could actually be a professional dancer here. So I think that's when I was like, okay, I kind of left everything.
And how did you end up here then? So you didn't come here for that, to LA, I mean.
Well, yes, yeah. I got here through dance, basically, because when I was 19 or 20, I wasn't 21 yet, almost 21. My crew and I from Mexico, Foundation crew, we formed a crew there. And we were very much into learning foundation styles like locking, popping,
street styles,
house. Yes. Yeah. Lots of street styles, whacking as much as we could, as much access as we could get. And then we decided to audition for America's Best Dance Crew. You know that TV show that they had on MTV?
I've seen all the major dance shows.
Yeah. And then I think we were just always like enamored by the culture and just dance and hip hop. So when we saw that foreigners started to compete on the show, we were like, well, why not? One of my crewmates, I think it was Scarlett, she was really much like, hey, yo, we should audition. And we were like, okay, shoot, let's do it. So we put a whole choreo together. We drove to Houston. We stayed at my uncle's house, actually. And they kind of took us in. Like, it was a whole journey to audition. Like, I had a car accident before, like a couple weeks before the audition. Like, I was in rehearsals with like a neck brace, but I was so committed. I was like, no, we're auditioning. We're making it happen. So
what season was this?
Season 7.
So can we find it on... I link out to stuff.
Oh my God, yes, you can find it.
Okay.
You can find it. It's one of those things that haunts me, but like it's only because I love it. It's a good experience. It opens so many doors, but I think it's only because I'm wearing leggings and I don't like that. But other than that, like I'm so no. I'm so grateful for the opportunity. Like it really changed my life. And we auditioned, we made the show.
That's a little bit similar to Gifted getting into this.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
He first came here because his crew got on, like Estrella. It's like a Mexican America's Got Talent kind of show.
Oh, wait. I didn't know that.
I couldn't find it
I didn't know
online, but yeah,
that's crazy.
See, that's why I have this podcast, because like people don't know this stuff.
No, I didn't know that. I love that.
So you came here for that. Wow. And then did you did you go right back home, or?
Well, basically it was kind of like a back and forth journey, because when we got here, we were so like, honestly, we were so green, such like bright-eyed, just like, oh my God, TV and dance.
You mean your crew when you went to Houston?
Us, yes. No, when we got to Houston, we made, then after that, we got in the show, and we were some of us were still in college, like we were still going to school, and then some of the crewmates had already graduated, they were already working in Mexico, so we all put our lives on pause, basically. I told my parents, I was like, hey, yo, so I'm taking a semester off college to go to the US and do this TV show. Honest to God, I don't even know how my parents allowed it. Like, it's crazy. Like, I love them so much because they were just like, okay, maybe my mom had some resistance, but it was kind of wild, honestly. Now that I go back to think about it, I'm like, huh? Like, they were just like, yeah, go to the US and do this TV show. It's kind of crazy now that I'm reflecting upon it, but I'm very grateful for their support. So yeah, I put my life on pause. I was like, okay, we're gonna go do this TV show. We came here. We were so green, so like everything that we saw, everything that we experienced was so new to us, and it was very inspiring. And I think we were really pushing ourselves to really represent and just like live this experience like full out. So when we got eliminated from the show, we were all like hella sad, but we got a P1 visa is what it's called. So we got like a year worth of a work visa to work here as a group because we got the work visa as a crew.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, we stayed out here. We did some performances like World of Dance. We went to the, I think it was Veil Dance Festival.
How did you even know? I mean, as you said, you were so
many other
green.
Things. Yeah.
How did you even manage to get other gigs?
Well, basically, because we had already had some contact with some people from LA.
Okay.
That we were coming here as a crew to train before. Before we got on the show, we came to LA and we were training. Basically, we were like going to individual people and being like, hey, can you train us as a crew? So that's when I met Jay Smooth. That's when I went to Homeland. That's when I went to like the first ML that was like the little room.
Millennium.
ML. When ML was like the little room before it was the big one in Weddington, and now it's in Burbank. So then I went to the original Millennium, but like it was like those first spaces that really were like, whoa, like Homeland. I remember going to Homeland and seeing people there that I was like, oh my God, wow, like what is this? The cypher and all of that was so like new to me. We were all very eager because again, we really wanted to learn street style, but it was really just like, whoa, crazy. And we were taking the bus. We were taking these long ass drives. Like it was insane, but we really just wanted to train. So through that and through competing and also winning competitions and World of Dance and whenever people from like streets.
Your crew won World of Dance?
We won in Houston. I think we won 3rd place.
Oh, okay.
And then we did like HHI and stuff like that. So that's where we got to meet people from the US and really connect with them. And every chance we could just like make connections.
Right.
Because we just wanted to learn and be like tapped in and take as many classes as we could. So when we got here, did the TV show, got eliminated, we're like, let's make some movement, let's reach out, let's perform. So yeah.
Wow. Are you all still in touch, that crew?
Oh yeah.
Are any of them here in LA?
Very much. Well, one is Bean.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Bean. Yeah.
So if I find
he's like one of the founders.
Show,
he's like one of the founders of the crew.
He was in your crew?
Yeah.
I had
like
no idea.
One of the founders of the crew. And honestly, he was like a big influence on all of us and in the culture in Mexico. Honestly, he's like mad humble, but
yes.
No, he's so humble, but because of him, a lot of people in Mexico, including myself, learned like original terms and like stuff straight from the source in LA because he grew up here. So he was going to these spaces at freestyle sessions and like B-Boy Hoedown and like all these classic events because he was in LA and then he went back to Mexico and he was the one kind of spreading all the information about popping, locking, all the styles that were like California.
And he's from Durango as well?
He's from Zacatecas.
Okay.
Yeah.
He was in that crew that came.
Yeah.
Oh my
it
gosh.
was me
That's amazing.
Yeah, and my cousin was in the crew too. So like.
So you're still in touch.
Yeah, no. My cousin is like my sister and my cousin, my best friend, and then my other crewmates as well. Like one of them was just recently here. He's more in the choreo world and like directing and teaching, but all of them like I'm pretty much in touch with like everyone still because we're not active as a crew anymore or as far as like performances and stuff like that, but I see them every chance I get and we're like always supporting each other.
Nice.
And yeah,
I
like
saw
family.
Well, Bean was at the Waves battle on Saturday. I hadn't seen him in a while, so it was nice. And I didn't know he'd moved back here from Miami. So.
I know, yeah. I think he
did
recently.
So then how did you... So you come here, you do all that. When did you decide to move to LA kind of full time?
Yeah. So after the year visa that we had, half of the crew went back and half of the crew stayed here. So me, Lorena, Scarlett, Bean, Memo, we decided to stay here.
Oh, Lorena's part of the crew too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we were all like, I don't think it was at the same time, but I had met Marie actually in Mexico, and then I was hanging around her here. Yeah, I was hanging around here in LA, and I heard that she told me the whole breakdown about like a O1 visa and all these things, and I started investigating more, and then I was like, okay, is this something that I want to do?
Nice.
And I remember going back to Mexico after the year was over, and just I was in the back of the car and my parents were in the front, and I was just like, hey, y'all.
Oh, wow, you remember it. You can picture it.
No, literally. I was like, I think I want to move to LA and like pursue a career as a professional dancer. And again, I feel like it was scary because obviously I feel like my parents wanted me to go back and finish school. Especially my mom. Like, I love her and she's always so honest and she's always pushing me. But my dad, both of them were equally supportive, but I really remember my dad being like, we were in in the house that I grew up with, and we were in the backyard, and he was like, yo, if this is plan A, then this is plan A. It's no plan B. Like, you're doing it. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, it really, I'm always going to remember he said that. I don't know if he remembers, but for me, I was like, oh, damn, if I'm doing it, like, I really got to, like, go for it for real. And they supported me, like, all the way. Till today. Like, my parents... I get emotional because honestly, without them, like, I would not be here. They're the shit.
That's really nice. You know, it seems like there's two kind of stories. Like, there's like, you have the really supportive parents, and then there's the people who are like, not supportive, not because they don't support them as individuals, because they're so scared for them, right?
No, truly.
And then that person just like, sorry, I'm doing it.
No, yes, yeah. And I think my parents, like, still... are afraid for me, or like, it's just like they're never gonna project it in like a negative way, but obviously their parents are concerned about your future and stability and so many things that, you know, when like if
and now
you don't,
this stupid country is added even
it's insane.
More fear.
Exactly. So I think everyone's like including myself, but everyone is like, it's really crazy to see how much they've supported me, even though we're kind of stepping into the unknown. I stepped into the unknown. And they're consistently supporting me into stepping into these new places because I don't know why. Like, it's crazy. They're really just like, if this is what you want to do. And
I mean, they probably saw, I'm sure if you had hesitated, if they'd been like, if you had hesitated, they probably would have been like, okay, she's not ready. But you were just like doing it.
No, and I made so many mistakes along the way. And so many. And they were just like, sure, Lily, like, go through it. And I think, obviously, I credit myself as well because I think I've dedicated so much to my art, so much to this career. So I think that also gave me like the motivation to continuously like succeed and make the most out of my time and like continue to just like dance and do the things that I love, because I feel very, very lucky that I have the opportunity to do so and that I have the support of my family behind that. So every time I like feel that I'm like slacking, or not slacking, but like not giving my all, I'm like, bro, no, like, what are you doing? Like,
that's so great. You know, I got to tell you that, you know, when I started, like, my whole experience photographing this culture, and, you know, particularly Slim's classes where we met and all that, was something, you know, so many dancers have that energy, right? And it was really good for me to see that, just to be around that kind of like not quit kind of energy, not like, it's not as though I was I'm going to close this reflects off.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
It's not as though I was in a place of quitting.
Yes.
Or a negative space, quite the opposite actually, but I had, you know, just left a job and was like, I'm gonna follow my camera where I can, right? And it was so good to be around people who were following, even though everyone was much younger, I was like, well, that's not the point. The point is like doing the thing and doing it the best you can. And I always found that super inspirational. You in particular, I thought, were an example of like one of my favorite kind of dancers because, and I remember I asked you about this a long time ago. I was like, did you have some contemporary background? And you're like, because you would come in and you were so versatile. And I don't know if you remember this, but I went to, it was one of the I Am Home Jams, right?
Yes.
And I went to that and you battled, and I had no idea that like your ballroom styles, particularly whacking, were I was like, I didn't know you did that. And you were like, oh yeah, because you always saw me at popping classes.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, Lily's a popper.
No, that happened to me yesterday. I went to like a session and I was mainly doing popping. And one of the students or one of the dancers that was there, he was like, oh, didn't you just teach a whacking at, I think it's Cal Arts or something like that? He was like, didn't you just teach a whacking class on Monday? And I was like, that can't be the same. And I'm like, yeah, it's the same. I'm the same. Like, I taught the whacking class, and I'm also just doing popping in the session. So I think for some people, maybe sometimes they don't get to see both sides of me, or
Yeah, no, I honestly, I didn't. And then also probably part of it was if you had done those styles probably early on, I didn't recognize them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, since dance is growing so much, so much, like all around the world, those sessions, those places that are just a little bit more niche or perhaps not that people don't know as much, like really created a community in LA, that maybe we don't see on the internet, but I think anybody that lives here and like went to the sessions and the classes and the parking lots, like that's really kind of where the community lives every day.
Yeah, and it's still there.
Yes.
And people showing up right in person in 2025 is like the most valuable thing, right?
No, online stuff I'm
like it has its place, but like all right, I have to let's see, we're doing good. I have to get Femme Fatale. There's something so you are part of Femme Fatale for those who don't know, and I'll put this in the intro, but we have Dassy Lee, Mary Poppins, and yourself, who. So I've always wondered, like, what on earth gave you the idea you could do this? Because I don't really know anyone else who does, right? There's companies, there's dance companies. Yeah. There's individuals who build a name for themselves, and there's competition teams, and then there's kind of out of the box stuff, maybe like I don't know, Illuminate or even something like Blue Man Group, where you're like 3 women who are like, we're going to take our street style based dancing and build a career around it. What, like, how do you even do this? Whose idea was it? And what was your first gig that you're like, okay, we can do this?
Yeah.
That's a lot, but I'll just let that rest.
No, yeah.
Because it's always been amazing to me.
Thank you so much. So basically, I'm already back in Mexico. With my crew foundation, we like heard of a popper, a French dancer that was in Mexico, and we were like, oh my gosh, shoot, like we need to bring her here because we were like popping.
What do you mean you heard? What does this
mean?
You heard it
like heard just through the winds like of other pigeon? Dancers. Like, no, literally, it was just like word of mouth. Okay. Before we were on Instagram, like in DMs being like, hey Marie, like what, we maybe hit her up on Facebook or something.
And was she in the DF or like where?
She was in Guadalajara.
Okay.
So we heard of a French popper and we were like, well, if she's in Mexico, like we should bring her to Monterrey. And she came, taught a class. And that was like one of the first times that I ever saw a woman popping at that level in person. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I had no idea. And I was really like, I always loved every street style dance. And in the crew, we practiced everything. Like, we were constantly practicing popping, locking, house, whacking, like whatever we could. Like, we were really practicing everything. But I hadn't like picked the style or like anything.
And was it all just real quick? Was it all like off music videos and like what was your access point to these styles? Classes, a lot of YouTube. Okay. A lot of us training with the information that we had already. Okay. I didn't mean to derail you.
No, not at all. Yeah, a lot of the information that like Bean had, or my other crewmate Luigi, or just us like choreographing. We would like guide. Somebody would be in charge and like guide, and we would just train and or watch a lot of YouTube. Like I remember watching so much YouTube. It was the best back then. And then anyways, I met Marie and then I came to LA. And long story short, I was performing with Marie here and there when she had pieces like in Jete or had like ideas for like videos, or I would take her class.
So you're living in LA at this point.
Yeah, I'm in LA already. Yeah, I'm in LA already. So is she. And then we performed like this jeté that she had, like it was like a Jessie J piece or something that she had
Club
choreographed.
Jeté is a long-running dance showcase, West Hollywood based. Where is it now?
It's in WeHo. Yeah, I haven't been in a while, but it's still in WeHo. Yeah, and then she was like, "Hey, are you down to perform in this piece?" And I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah!" And I think I really did organically connect with Marie just because of personality wise, and she was also best friends of one of my best friends, Andrea, who organizes I Am Home. So we were all
Shout out to Andrea Lamini.
Yes, love her, my sister. So we were just all connected already, and I really admire Marie's work ethic. I remember she was always so passionate, so dedicated. So I was like, yeah, of course I want to do this piece. And I was still learning popping. I was still getting a hold of popping, and I was training everywhere I could. You know, I was going to slim classes. I was practicing by myself. There was a time that
What year are we talking approximately here?
This was I think it was 2017 or 20.
Okay.
Yeah, 2016.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was already practicing popping and everything, but I wasn't in a popping crew or anything yet. So we did the performance, and then after that she got invited to do a performance in Sweden in an event over there, and then there was a competition in that same event for Dance Delight Japan. It was like a preliminary.
Oh, wow.
So she met Marie Dassi in New York. I hadn't met Dassi at the time. I had only seen her through YouTube or heard of her through the grapevine. But it was then that Dassi moved to LA, and then the original piece had been performed with Sumi, but Sumi couldn't travel with us, so it ended up being Marie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it ended up being Marie, me, and Dassi. So Marie was like, yo, should we do this performance and then also compete for Dance Delight? And we were like, well, shit, yeah, let's do it. So she brought up an idea of doing a popping performance to juking music, to Chicago footwork music. And then we just choreographed it literally in the living room in my apartment, because we had space and a mirror, and we were practicing there. We put the piece together. We went to Sweden in the same Europe trip. We also went to summer dance, so we got to travel a little bit and just kind of experience what it was traveling, dancing with each other. And then we won. We basically won the competition in Sweden. And after that, we were like, well, shit, I guess we're going to Japan. So that was really cool.
Wow.
And at first, before Femme Fatale, it was MLD, because they asked us to put down the name.
And you're like, well.
No, they asked us to put down the name or the performance name, the crew name. And we were like, MLD, I guess, Marie, Dassi, and Lily. It was so random at the time. We were just like, okay, this will be good. Let's do this. And then we came back. We did the same piece at Carnival, back when it was at Avalon, and then
Carnival, Choreographers Carnival, right?
Yes,
Regular showcase, long-running showcase event.
Yeah. So we came back after that, and we were just like, well, let's perform it again. And we did it at Carnival, and then after that, it went viral. We got millions of views.
Oh, really?
It blew the hell up, and we were like, oh my God, I guess people resonate. But other than people resonating to the piece and to us dancing together, I think we really resonated dancing with each other. And then Marie had already had the inspiration and the idea of Femme Fatale and doing a crew. And then we were just, through the journey of balancing our personal life and committing to a crew, it ended up being me, Dassi, and Marie. And we were just like, yo, we're down, let's do this. And then I honestly think once we really were okay, let's do Femme Fatale, after that, we just started creating pieces, and we just started getting booked for Vibe and Overseas and BC One.
And then you get random corporate events and stuff too, right?
Yeah. We also do industry stuff. So we've done, we've worked a lot with Cirque du Soleil, and then we also did Vogue World, and then we did music videos together, some industry stuff like that.
So you do consider yourself a crew?
Yeah, and a company, honestly. We're officially an LLC.
On the outside,
a company.
I know the word crew is flexible, right? There's no,
yeah.
But just because of the way you all operate, which is super professional and like
no, yeah, the
touring.
The commitment is
it's really
like
a different.
It's for reals.
And that's what I was saying earlier when this isn't your normal type of operation. And it's amazing. So 2017 you started.
Yeah, 2017 we were like, okay, let's do this.
I've been aware of this since the
beginning. Legit, yeah.
Yeah, and and you all still like each other, which is amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, it's like it's family at this point. I consider them my family, and I think it's the evolution.
But it's a good vibe. Like I'm sure you have your squabbles with it, but like to
no.
Around
It's exactly. It's like family.
It's a good vibe.
Exactly. No, and it really is about. I've learned so much professionally about learning how to, other than just it being the fun part of woo, let's dance and woo, like. There's so much professionalism behind it, and I really do admire Marie and Desi because they are really professionals. Like everything that we do, we really try to do it as a company, as we are, like we're officially like an LLC. So we really do take like social media and our commitments and our dates and our commitment towards rehearsal. And also I think our commitment towards each other of like showing up for each other. And also I feel committed to do my best so that I could push them to do their best. So I think we're all really perfectionists, and we're also really hard on ourselves, but we all find a way to comfort each other at the same time, as well as like to push each other. So I really do admire them as individuals, and also just having work with them and travel with them. I've learned a lot. We've all learned a lot.
Is there what's the division of labor like, or is it really all like, does one person tend to do choreography, one person do booking, you know what I mean? Like, is there
yeah, like we have our specific tasks, like email or social media and this and that, and that's also just like taking initiative, which I've also learned a lot about. Like you have to take initiative. You can't just like, because I'm very much like a go with the flow type person, but I think at a certain point, like you can't just go with the flow. You actually have to like show up and do the work.
The flow will drown you,
right? The flow will drown. Yeah. Even though it's a fine balance, because I think to be creative, you have to allow things. And sometimes we try to force things. It's like, that's when it's kind of like, oh.
It's tricky.
So I think it's just finding that fine balance of it being art and it being work. So
I'm keeping on the clock for you.
Yeah. Thank you.
I got to witness your intensive, which I know you did again.
Thank you. Yeah.
Are you, so Femme Fatale does this intensive, which was really focused on fitness, right? Or it seemed to be focused on like, of course there's dance, but like, you seem like you better be in shape, like in a way that was a little different than other workshops. From my view, again, I've only seen so much of this, but like, seemed like a lot of workshops, whatever they do, yours is like, you better be in shape to do
we want to train.
Femme Fatale intensive. Or if you're not in shape, you're going to learn how to get in shape.
Yeah.
Have you ever considered, so what I wanted to ask
pretty
you,
intense.
have you ever, because I was so impressed by the, it's really well structured.
Thank you.
There's a lot of parts to it and it's multi-day. Have you ever considered taking this to other venues?
Yes.
To non-dancers? It'd be like, You
know what? The non-dancer part, I think we want to explore that. I think also maybe it could be cool to like do it at like a company. Say Lululemon employees want to learn how to dance.
A retreat day, or
exactly,
they have those.
Stuff like that.
Because you could make it 2 hours, you could make it a full day, like
Thank
whatever
you.
works for them.
We've thought about it. And also like we all travel a lot teaching and judging, and we want to do it in other countries and other cities. And even our own countries like Mexico, France, Korea. Yeah. But for all of that, we need sponsors. We need the flight. It's a lot of coordinating. So I think we're in the process of investigating and like investing so that we could travel and organize the workshops comfortably and for it to succeed. Because I think we all really love to teach. We all really love to share. But again, we have to like consider
you need that first
the budget
client.
And everything. Yeah, it's not only just like, let's get on the plane and go. Like it is that, but it's also like so many things that you have to consider, like accommodations and organizing, and like it's all possible.
I love that you're talking about this.
But
I think so many artists,
we have
especially
a lot of
young
ideas.
artists, need to hear this kind of stuff. Like, it just looks like so much fun, right? Whether it's
music, honestly, it is fun. Once you're there, you're like, hey.
It is fun,
but behind the scenes, you're like,
I like that you keep talking about, you know what? You got to fill out paperwork. You got to like, there's a real part of this.
Yeah, there's organizing involved in events for sure.
What are you, okay, so that's in the works. Is there anything you guys are planning to launch or perform that's like up in the next near future that we should be looking for?
Yes, yeah. So we're going to do... unofficially, but officially, we're gonna do a theater tour in the UK in May. We'll be there. This is the second time that we've done a theater tour in the US. No, in Europe. In Europe, yeah, because we did through Marie. Actually, like she really has great initiative and like so many contacts in Europe as well for like theater.
Okay.
So it so happened that they liked one of our pieces and we did a theater tour in France for like a month or so, like a month and 10 days or something like that in France in, I believe it was 2022. So we toured around all around France with another company that had a 45-minute electro show, Mazel for 10. Like they're incredible. So it was really cool to do that and like have people come to different venues around the country and like come see us. So now we've done Breaking Convention in the UK in London and they're doing a UK tour now. So they invited us. So we're going back there with our theater piece Unbounded, and hopefully after that we want to stay in Europe and teach, and I want to battle and I want to teach and I want to do so many things. So I think I'm organizing stuff to.
So if I were to be in London and buy a ticket to this or whatever, right? Then I'm coming to a show with multiple dance performances and you're one of them?
So for this one, I think they have multiple companies.
Is it all street styles?
All street styles. And we've worked with them before too. We did a couple when they came to the US through Breaking Convention and then one in Canada, but I couldn't go to that one, but Marie and Desi went to that one.
Do you, like, what are the audiences like? Are people coming because they love street dance? Are they coming just because they love dance? Like, what's the...
It's street dance, it's dance, and I think it's just like the culture of people liking dance and liking art and I'm pretty sure I feel like in Europe it really is just like normal people going to the theater.
More of that, for sure. Do you have a theory as to why this stuff has not made that leap into what are considered into spaces where you can get paid and like have an audience that comes in and respects you for as artists?
No, I honestly I can't like pinpoint a specific thing. I do think that as far as my experience here, like there is like funding for only so much, or perhaps, we feel like maybe there's only space for a few companies or a few theater things, or somehow it makes it more digestible or more cool when it's put in like a industry format rather than only a theater format or a battle format or things like that, where, like you said, it moves people so much and it influences every bit of the culture and people connect to it so much, yet there's not the platform and like the economic sustainability. Like, I think so many people should get involved more. Obviously, I hope there was more funding for the arts in general, like of course, in the US, like any sort of thing that you do. I know there's many grants and stuff like that, but even still, it's so competitive.
It is.
And it's so competitive.
There's fewer and fewer.
Yeah. And you really, I think, have to dedicate yourself a lot to that if you want to see it flourish. So I think wanting to do sometimes theater in the US as well as working in the industry, as well as battling, as well as teaching, like it's a lot of things to balance. So it's... I wish there was more funding. I wish there was more companies and more investors and people that were believing in these projects and believing in these choreographers. And as much as you believe in people that choreograph so-and-so music video or so-and-so Broadway and so-and-so these, like the people in the street dance community have as much knowledge and as much potential and as much capacity to see things into fruition that are like amazing ideas.
Everybody's drawing from it too, right?
It's everywhere. I'm like, people are doing it anyways. Like, why not put those people that have dedicated their lives and that are knowledgeable in the forefront? Just because what, you haven't had the opportunity to do so and so or do this and that. Like, they have the opportunity. We have the capacity. I have the capacity. We all have the knowledge to do these things. So I think a lot of it is just so many self-funded things, so many self-funded projects that dancers do, that choreographers do, that we invest into our own projects, into our own performances, into our own events. Obviously, there's so many people that have helped us, sponsorships, grants, companies like Red Bull now that's really involved with dance. So like, there's funding and there's things that are happening here, but I think there's so much that could happen because, like you said, it was born in the US and it's spread all over the world. So to see, when you travel and go to Europe or go to Asia, where these events are like thousands of people and the venues are like stadiums and there's so much investment.
Which we had for the first time here.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah. And I think there should be more. And because there's so much talent in the US. Like, it's like and the motherland. It was created here.
It struck me at one point, I was like, oh, these dancers are mostly dancing for each other, which is beautiful in and of itself. But then it's like, but A, you can't build a career off that. And B, nobody gets to see it. And it's like, it's just like, what?
No, I do hope more non-dancers perhaps had the education or the culture. I think they do. Honestly, I think it can happen. Like, when I've invited people that come to battles, or invited people to like come see performances and come see things that, even in my family, everyone's like, oh, Lily, like my aunties or people that are just like, they don't know about dance. They're like, oh, so have you danced for Beyonce yet? And I'm like, no, not yet, girl. But I'm also doing this. And like, there's other sides of dance that you could connect to and be informed to that are not only like the typical mainstream or the way that we see dance portrayed. Like, there's so many other avenues that I think people could get involved with and could also just like appreciate and support just off for fun, like just how I go see like a random jazz band or other cultures or other things. Like, why not go to a popping event? Like, hell yeah, why not?
Yeah. Do you have a mentor who like brought you some kind of structured approach to your training that guided you into this?
Honestly, I've had a lot of people that have really inspired me and like really have shared a lot of information with me.
Let's get those names.
Yes, yeah. Like, I think definitely my crewmates inspired me a lot, like Marie and Dasi, and then Jay Smooth as well. I learned a lot of like waving, and like I used to take his class at Millennium, and I think I learned a lot there, also through just like watching Slim and watching other dancers. Even my cousin Lorena, always super like dedicated towards teaching and whacking and pushing the style as well. I think that was very inspiring. And just people around me, friends, but never like a mentor or one single person that I go to every single time. Like, I've never had that. It's always been just like me on my journey, and like, which is also very free and also very cool. But then sometimes I do look at other people that have been training with one person like their entire life. I'm like, wow, that's really cool too, to have that connection, to have like that mentor mentality. And like, I don't really have that specifically with one person. Sounds like you had
multiple mentors.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say nobody that was like, okay, Lily, now you're going to do this. Like, no one was ever telling me what to do.
Interesting. But it sounds like you do have
should I do?
A combination of structured and freedom that...
So much, that I think, like I said, it's really cool to see people that have been under that same relationship with a mentor.
Right.
But then also, I think through my own journey, finding people that helped me find the answers, like Pete a lot, and like interactions with Wiggles. Like, Popping Pete. Like Popping Pete. And maybe that they don't even see that. It inspired me, or it affected me that much, but just to being in the same space. Same as like Victor Manuel or Dallas, R.I.P. Dallas Ziegler. She was an incredible dancer. And
what's her name? Dallas?
Yeah, Dallas Ziegler.
Dallas Ziegler. Okay.
And even now, like the times that I get to go to Tony Basil's house and just like listen to her speak, like, she's not mentoring me per se, but to hear her share knowledge with me. I'm like,
Oh, I didn't know you got that invite.
Like,
nice.
Yeah. It just happened like this year recently. So I think I was always kind of intimidated by her, but now that
there's something.
But she's honestly, I love her.
She's got to be. So I don't, just dating myself. The only thing I knew about her for a long time was that Hey Mickey song.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then I got to know about who she actually was through this community, and I was like, oh, but I love that she still shows up to events.
Oh yeah, no, and she's watching battles.
Yeah,
every battle. She's obviously she's more informed than I am. Like I'll go there and she's like, oh, did you watch the semis? Did you watch this final? Did you watch this event? And I'm like, no, Tony, but let's watch it.
Yeah.
Like I love that because she.
And what a thrill to have her watch you, right? If she's...
And so many things that I'm telling you, she's not like telling me exactly what to do. Like we're exchanging, and she'll also ask questions, which is also really like, whoa, like I have something to offer to Tony Basil, like whoa. But even her, like she's not mentoring me, but then she'll put like a random inspiration video of like an old 1950s or like Fosse or like pull up footage that I'm just like, whoa, that'll really like inspire the way I want to move or inspire the ways that I want to like train or it just like really opens my perspective to hear her just share knowledge. And like I said, she's not telling me what to do, but she's opening doors for me to be like, oh damn, whoa, yes. So I think I've had many of those interactions with people that just like pose questions or just share things with me. So
you're good at collecting bits.
Yeah, no, I think I've always been a little bit of a sponge. Like
that's awesome.
Very spongy, I think, in any aspect. I think everywhere I go, like I get really inspired by just like being outside or being at the park or roaming.
Yeah, I hear
Even
that.
when I'm traveling, just all like daydream. I'll be in the metro listening to music and people watching. Like
you've been traveling all your life because of your situation being kind of from two countries almost, right?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, my country obviously is always going to be Mexico and I'm always going to rep for Mexico. But I've been living in LA for so long now that I also feel like I have a special connection here, and it has really like transformed my life and like made me into the dancer that I am today, honestly. And it's pushed me to, it's constantly pushing me to like train, be better, create, see what I have to offer, see what I want to accomplish, what I want to fulfill. And like it poses so many questions everywhere you go. Like it really is like, it's a mind fuck. It's crazy.
Yeah, and you've probably met
people who But I feel very grateful that I get to live here. Like, honestly, even when I leave the country, I think that's when I'm more so, you could take it for granted being in the U.S. or it feels cushy or it feels like the access is everywhere. Like, I could go to a session, I could go to a class, I could go to an audition. It feels so like, sometimes.
What is the scene in Mexico like?
The scene in Mexico is very big now, honestly. It's grown so much, and especially like street styles popping, high level poppers in Mexico. Like truly. Like that could be out here competing amongst like international people, like really good people.
Well, one of them, Messi is insane.
Yeah, Messi, crazy. So many people that are coming out from Mexico. Also, the whacking community in Mexico is huge. So talented, so unique, so raw. Honestly, every time I go back home, I'm just so inspired, and it pushes me even more. And like I said, to not take things for granted, because so many things that I take for granted in LA after living here so long were like, session, or being around people, or doing these things. And then when I go back, I'm like, damn, like it's still grown so much, but we don't have the access like that. Just to be like, Capella is teaching today. Like, maybe I'll go, maybe I won't.
LA's an unusual place.
If it was in any other country, and any other person would be like, if I have the opportunity, like, why the hell not? So
that's a great way to look at it.
Yeah, no, we take it for granted so much because
your hometown, does it have events, or do I need to go to like Mexico City or? Well,
definitely Mexico City, Guadalajara, Monterrey is places where you can find bigger events. No, TJ, TJ has its own event. I went there to judge last year too. And like TJ in the Groove, so many people there, like building a community as well.
I gotta go. Styles. I haven't. Every once in a while see something's going TJ.
Yeah.
But that's definitely one of my top of my list to go to
building.
an event in Mexico, whether it's in TJ or Mexico City or wherever.
Yeah, no, they're building.
Okay.
And like big events, they're bringing in people internationally now. Like there's, especially for street styles, like it's really grown a lot.
That's what I'm talking. I'm talking about street
even in choreography, like huge. Like
I know Mexico
people
has
are amazing.
plenty of culture, but I was just wondering about the street styles.
Yeah, street style in particular, it's growing a lot. And even they just did again the Red Bull Dancier style in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so happy that they did because the lineup was nasty. Everyone is so good. And so many different styles like locking, popping, whacking, electro. Like everyone is so good.
Do you have
and so passionate.
Do you have an
really
event that you'd recommend that's coming up?
Well, my cousin organizes Strike with Force. It's a big whacking event, and she brings in whackers from like everywhere around the world. I've had the opportunity to judge, teach, and also compete in it. It's in Mexico City.
Okay.
So there's not going to be one next year, but probably the next year. She'll bring it back, but that's like a lot of whackers from Latin America. Some people from Europe come over too. Some people from the U.S., Canada come through, and it's a great event. Great event.
All right.
Great whacking event. And there's also La Mera Mera, which I think I'm judging next year. And they have all styles, and it's just like a house event. So I've heard from many people, like the music is great, the vibes are great, the party is great, the classes are great, like the vibe is good, and it's really growing. Same, like last year they brought Miyu from Japan. I think Capella was there. He's been a couple times. So a lot of people from Mexico and around the world pull up. It's in Mexico City, but Sophie Polo is one of the organizers, and she also puts in a lot of community work in like other spaces. So, a lot of things are growing in Mexico.
All right.
Yeah. And there's also, I think it's called Cube Complex. It's a big popping event, and last year I think they had Nelson in it. And like I said, the popping level in Mexico is solid, like really good.
All right. Cool. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I really appreciate it. Thanks again. And I'm going to move the table out of the way and we'll have a little exchange.
Yeah, hell yeah.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Nice, thank you.